There I am. Good morning. Good morning. It is hump day. That'd be Wednesday. My time flies when you're having fun. How do you like my new hat? How about this? How about that? Is that a little better? Yeah. So if you saw the video, some maroon wants to call me on my hat. he says, holy smokes. Well, he didn't say it that nicely, but he said, doesn't your wife know how to dress you? I was laughing so hard. I was like, hey, buddy, I do dress myself, obviously. What a maroon. What a maroon. That's the maroon in the video I was talking about who still has to work. another 20 or 25 years. It sucks to be you, buddy. It sucks to be you. Hey, let's talk about something else. Oh, yeah, okay. Here's the other faux pas. Here's the other error that happened this week. Yeah. So some of you, all 73 of you, as a matter of fact, watch my video, right? My video on recording in the Philippines. And then I get this phone call. I get this phone call from one of Minnie's relatives, I should say, right? She has a couple attorneys in the family, right? And he was quite amused, right? He was very amused by my presentation. He said, except for one thing, Dan, you cited the wrong law. And he says, he was laughing, but he said, I know how you did it. He said, I know how it happened because I do it all the time. He said, the problem is that there are many, many laws, and they kind of, when you're talking about that sort of thing, recording in public and things like that, they talk about them all together, and they make the citations of the law kind of like run together. You know, they kind of give it to you in a synopsis. So he said it's actually a 2013 law and video recording, and the main thing is not that you don't have the right to video record, which I knew that. By the way, it's a 2013 law that talks about posting it without permission and then harassing them. In other words, harassing them and defaming them and libeling them by posting the video. He said that's what the biggest problem is. And so we had a little conversation about it. You know, we were talking about how it's amazing that Americans, you know, they're so litigious. They want to litigate everything. Everything is a right, you know, everything is a right. Not just Americans, but a lot of foreigners, right? So it's a cultural thing. You know, the first thing that comes out of our mouth is, I'm going to sue you. I'm going to litigate this. I'm taking you to court. I'm notifying the barangay captain. Folks, all I was trying to present there, and I went sideways. It's only because we had one buffoon who kept saying, actually, we have two buffoons in Angeles City. And they keep saying over and over again, he has a legal right to tape in public. He has a legal right to invade your privacy. So the definition of expectation of privacy is slightly different than it is in the United States. It's very well defined in the United States, right? Public versus private places, and when you need to seek permission to record or not. And so the whole thing in Angeles City is that you could argue probably successfully that when you enter into the red light district, when you enter the walking street, you have a right to privacy. You see, it could be argued. That's the whole thing. But everybody wants to go to the legal stuff first. They don't want to talk about ethics or what's your moral obligation. Quite frankly, what really was going on here, in my opinion, was the guy needed to save face because he was insulted, because he asked, hey, put the camera away, put the camera away. And yes, he was forceful. Yes, he went too far, especially when he slapped Leon on the walking street. You would have thought that Leon would have defended himself. It's on if somebody comes up and slaps me. Don't you think if somebody is going to walk up to you and slap you, I'm like, hey, you just slapped you just slapped me. You just caused my camera to go cascading over there on the walking street, busting into a million pieces. Do I not have a right to then beat the bar owner to a pulp at that point? But did he? Did he? Well, to his credit, he took the slap, you know, like, oh, don't hit me anymore. But he did not apologize, you see, for doing it. So I'll share my experience. So it's an ethical and a moral obligation as a foreigner. In other words, the way that I view it, and of course, they were screaming legal stuff. So my first idea was, oh, you need to approach this from the legal standpoint of what kind of trouble this can cause, or what kind of trouble that you can get into. And then I thought, wait a minute. Tim K has already done this. I don't need to do this. So anyway, my attorney friend says all you have to do is rework this video and take that middle section out where you cite the public law 4200 and replace it with the 2013 law. That's all you got to do. The rest of what you had to say was just perfectly fine. It's quite reasonable. Thing is, you don't most. How is it that we come to live here? Is it all the money that you have to spend here in the Philippines? Is that what's causing the problem? That you think you're running the place, right? That you can ignore somebody and say, "Hey, get the hell out of my way! I'm working here, right on the walking street." I had a short conversation with someone, and I had said, I'm never going down there. I'm never going down there again. I don't need to. I don't. There's no reason to go down there. All it would be for us to people watch and to get cheap video shots of men making making themselves look stupid and then posting it up there on the YouTube channel. No. That isn't a good look. I have some videos up there. A couple of you, I think, do also have videos of the Walking Street up there on your channel. I may just go up there and remove them today. But I definitely removed the other one. And then as I started to re-edit it, I said, forget about it. Forget about it. So it has nothing to do. So here's my final answer. It has nothing to do. No, it doesn't have nothing to do. Let me restate it. For me, my own opinion, it has more to do with your behavior, not the legality of it, right? Not the legal stuff. And then I went on and I grabbed the legal angle when really what I should have done is approach it from having a moral or ethical responsibility as a foreigner. I'm not defending the shop owner. As soon as he laid that first B slap on me, he's going down. But I think the guy was afraid. He had fear. And the reason why Leon would be afraid, very afraid, is because that particular side of Walking Street, right? Everybody coming out that knows that bar owner. And I think I'm saying this in the nicest way, and you'll get the gist of this. They would have defended the bar owner. So they would have come out and they would have start walloping on Leon. And one reason is because, listen, you got half of Angeles City, right? I hope I'm being fair when I say this. Half of them like the guy and half of them don't. Half of them think he's a nuisance, and so the whole thing is it, and half of them think he's the greatest guy in the world. Okay, I respect both sides' opinion, right? But he goes down to Walking Street to get the views. We have a similarity. We have something in common. Our motivation is not to make money on YouTube, the motivation, and I don't believe he does. I believe that the motivation here is the view count. He knows if he goes down the Walking Street that he's going to get some hits. People are used to going into his channel, It's My Life, watching the Walking Street videos, but he's playing up the victim role a little bit too heavy, and the police don't want to hear about it. He went down to the police station and they said, get out of here. You're a foreigner in a foreign land. Get out of here. That's what I'm talking about. It's foreigner versus foreigner. What I'm curious about is whether the bar owner, everybody knows that Bar Nana, everybody knows that club. It's been there for years. They're just waiting to see whether he goes and files charges against him. Saying that, yeah, I B-slapped him because he wouldn't turn off his camera. Now, I have room to talk, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you what gives me street cred is because it happened to me, and it had a totally different outcome. It had a totally different outcome when somebody came. When somebody walks right up to me, and I'm almost to the McDonald's. I've almost done my entire run all the way down the street, and then I notice that somebody's walking up behind me. It's a guy from either, I don't know. I can't say that he was American or not. I think so, right? But he comes up, he says, hey, do you really think it's such a good idea for you to be videotaping all the shenanigans going on around here? And that's pretty much all he said. And I said, nah, it's probably not. I said, why don't I delete this video and stick the camera in my pocket. He says that sounds like a very good idea, you know. And so I grabbed it, I showed him, I deleted the video, and I stuck the DJI Pocket 2 into my pocket because that's where it should stay most of the time, probably when you're on the walking street, in your pocket. And so I don't see the need to go down there for cheap thrills. If you were going comparatively to Nana Plaza, which is located on Sukhumvit Road, Soi 4 in Thailand, which Mammy and I have been many, many times, we don't even carry any kind of communication device in there. The phone stays in our pockets or at home. We don't even, as a matter of fact, the last time that we were there, going in there real quick to get a drink, or we were going in there to meet some friends, we didn't even take them with us. We just went in there to the Nana Plaza, went up to the second floor. I got flogged by somebody in one of the BDSM venues, and then we came back downstairs. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You liked it, didn't you, Dan? You liked it. Well, anyway. I don't think Mammy saw that. They have some. I don't even know if she was a man or woman, quite frankly. But anyway, I got smacked with a cat of nine tails as I was walking by. Strange things happen in Nana Plaza, and they probably don't want you to record any of that stuff. All right. Anyway, hey, if we end up dying because we lose electricity, I'll probably be done today. It's raining like crazy out there, and we're holding up pretty good. Oh, what else do I have to talk about? Let's set all that stuff aside. Listen, you're going to have your own strong opinions on it. Some guy who's Leon's friend kept saying, the video speaks for itself, Dan. The video speaks for itself. Dan, you're a reasonable, intelligent guy. The video speaks for itself. And finally, I had to say, yes. I stipulate to the fact that the bar owner slapped Leon, and he probably committed a crime. I stipulate to it, but it's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the legality or his right to videotape on the walking street. I'm talking about, does he, as a human being, as a loving, caring, concerned human being, why would he just wave his hand, like he go away, I'm the king, of the walking street? Why would he insist on the guy making way? Of course he has a legal right. I never said that he didn't. If you go watch my stuff, I never said he didn't have a legal right. Although my attorney friend says it's questionable. And why is it questionable? He says because they have, after dark, they have a person posted on both sides of the walking street, and they're there for a reason. And so, but what they don't have is a sign that says no videotaping or photographing is allowed beyond these barriers. And if they did that, then you could strongly argue that they have an expectation of privacy inside the walking street barriers, in between the ones, the walking street after a certain time between point A and point B. The place where you enter by Envy Bar and where you exit by McDonald's is what I'm referring to. For those people that live there or planning on going there, then that's what basically we were talking about. And that makes perfectly good sense to me. Oh, okay. So the next story. So that takes care of that. I have no reason to go down there. And now, now that I think about it, it's moronic on my part that I even made any attempts whatsoever to try and become the bottom feeder that everybody else has become by going to the walking street for laughs, chuckles, and views. I apologize. I'm a bottom feeder. So anyway, I'm just telling you, I'm declaring here and now, I'm never doing it again. Never, ever, for obvious reasons. It just isn't right. It ain't right. Crystals. It isn't right to do that. I think we missed Mel yesterday by just minutes. I think Mel was down at Bye Bye. I think we were missing each other just by minutes because we went into the new mall. We went into the arcade. We went upstairs into Mr. DIY, and we also went over to DV Mart. And that's what I want to talk about next. Setting all the recording thing aside, hey, whether you agree with me or you don't, right? You know what it is? It's the hat thing. It's the same thing. Dan, you look stupid in that other hat. I don't give a crap what you think. See that American attitude come out? That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Hey, you Filipinos, you want to get hooked up with an American, you better watch yourself. It's going to be a struggle. It's going to be a struggle. Calm down, Dan. Calm down. We don't do those things here in the Philippines. Well, what do you do? What do you do? Well, for one thing, when we exchange gifts, we wrap them up very elegantly, because exchanging gifts in the Philippines is very common. And so we wrap them up elegantly and then we exchange gifts with each other. That's a lot of what goes on at Christmas time. Well, that sounds lovely. That's one of the things I like about the Filipino culture. And and you, as a foreigner, you have the obligation not to refuse. If you're invited to a Filipino's house, a family's home, you take a gift, which is not food. I don't know if this is true or not. Someone told me. You do not take food because that would be an insult. Like, hi, I brought my own food with me. I'm on a special diet. Yeah, I can see that, Dan. You're on the seafood diet. I got all this funny stuff. It's rolling around in my head. I got to get it out because so much stuff happened. So much stuff happened during the off days, right? Christmas time and all that. So anyway, you have to go to exchange gifts. If you're invited, you automatically take a gift, not food, not food. A gift, can be just about anything, but wrap it up real nice. It can be very, very elegant. Okay, now, so while we were up there, and we kept missing Mel. Mel, you were probably there. Did you see them playing the table tennis? Yeah. Okay, so where you took that picture with the kids right there by the Christmas tree, Minnie and I, we were sitting there with John having coffee. I didn't see you. There were a lot of people going over there and taking pictures because I guess they're worried they're going to take it down. But I did not see you and your family over there. But then I see all these things showing up on Facebook. Had I known, I would have invited you over, or we could have gone over to Dunkin' Donuts, and we could have gotten Bavarian cream, Boston cream donuts. Those would have been the only ones I would have allowed. We could have sat there with all the kids. Whose kids were? I mean, there were more than just your kids there. I think your sister's kids were there too. I'm not sure. Mike, hey, Joe's hanging around. What are you doing? Aren't you working, Mike? Don't you have something to do? Crystals is here. She's laughing at me as usual. Crystals, she sends me messages, and whenever Crystal sends me a message, I always have to bust out my Dr. Seuss dictionary, figure out what she's. Hi, Dan, I am, or Sam, I am. Good today, I am Sam. Whatever. Anyway, it's fun. I'm making fun of her kind of, but I'm not, In other words, I couldn't go a day without reading some kind of a rhyme that reminds me of my youth, Of course, she could be sending me a message. You're just nothing but a kid to me, Dan. Abby is here. Abby's here. Mama Gina's in the vlog. Rider Adventure. Laurie is in the house. Mike, hey, Joe from Vallejo, just a few miles from the new city. If I had a V8, it would be reverberating by now. The new city. No, no, no. Yeah, once they start building that new city, you know what comes next. Immigrants. All right, so when we were up there, Mel, here's what happened. We go into You know they were selling these. I know because you know what's going on in Bye Bye. You have your fingers on the pulse of the city. And so here's what was going on when we were there, right? Mammy and I see these on the shelves. They were on sale. They're trying to they're trying to get rid of all the junk that's on the shelves. You see this? Starbucks coffee. All right, so here's what yeah, I wish I could show you the box. I don't have a copy. I don't have the box with me right now, but so these are made out of ceramic and I'm like, "Hey, they have a whole bunch of Starbucks knockoff cups." And she goes, "Well, maybe they're seconds." I go, "No, come on. You know how they roll in Asia." That I said Asia, right? Not the Philippines. That's because the Philippines don't make these. They don't make these knockoff cups like this. But anyway, I said, "Well, they're ceramic. That's got to be a good thing." And so buy a whole bunch. So you know that I recently broke my ceramic cup, the green one. And so I saw this. I said, "Oh, I want one." And they were only like I don't know, 50 pesos or something like that. Buy as many as you can put in that cart. So she loads it up and she gets them home. As you can see, I'm using one, right? Mm, I like it too because the ceramic feels good on my lower lip. Is Dan for real today? Yes, I am. I am for real today. And so let's get on with the story, the Starbucks story. So we get home and and I'm saying bust one of those out because I want to share it with the folks. And as Minnie has taken them out of the box, she goes, "This don't look right." I go, "What do you mean it don't look right?" She goes, "I thought that these Starbucks logos were embossed on the ceramic cup." So did I. What do you mean they're not? What do you mean they're not embossed? They're not. These are stickers. How do you know? I just tried to wash this cup and it started peeling off. They got me. They got me. We have all these cups, and after the first wash, all these logos are going to come peeling off, right? All the logos. I said, "Don't wash them." She starts laughing at me. She says, you're just plain silly. She says, "You ain't right." I said, I know I'm not right. I'm getting older and I'm losing my faculties. All right, now look at this. But it's okay. Did you notice my editing style has changed on my YouTube? So that's kind of how it's going to be. 2-minute videos, and I'm going to be having fun in some kind of way on them. If you can't hang out and have a little bit of fun, oh, maybe it's not the channel for you. So anyway, actually, it's not the channel for most people. Hey, but listen, here's something. Here's something that's interesting, and that is that uh, I, for example, when I insulted Tim K a little bit, and when I called what's his name the old fat guy, right? Believe it or not, people started sending me hate email, right? And a lot like this walking street thing. You were either on one side of the thing or the other. And I found myself, spending way too much time trying to defend my position, right? So some of these guys I know, some of them don't, but I happen to know one person who is a friend, who's a really good friend of Leon, and that one guy, I can't remember his name. It's not an easy name to remember, but we kept going back and forth on Andy Omar's channel, right? And then finally, just like, I'm just giving up, I'm just giving up. This guy is defending his friend, his really good friend. They're like best buddies, and so I understand it. I understand that his defending his friend, and so I started to appreciate that a lot more than the silly arguments that were going back and forth. When you have a friend like that that's coming to bat for you, no matter what, you got to keep that person hanging around for at least the rest of your life, for sure. And so I was like, you know what, you're a really good friend. I could have gone the other way and said, you know what, you're nothing but an ass. You're a clown, right? It was starting to degrade. The whole conversation was starting to get there, and then it just struck me. I heard the voice. Uh, uh, it was a weird thing, and it said, "Dan, would you not like to have a friend like that guy defending to his last breath his friend Leon, even though Leon did a real stupid thing, right? By not putting the camera in his pocket, he wants to say he has the right. Oh my God, the Jolly Bee is here having a good time. Hello, hello, hello. See, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna learn ventriloquism. Why? Because I got nothing to do except hang around town wearing silly hats. So instead of just doing that, I'm gonna hang around town wearing silly hats, and I'm gonna learn how to be a ventriloquist. Hello, hello, Jolly Bee, Jolly, Jolly, Jolly Bee. Yeah. You could use that. You could use that. Go ahead and do a video grab, and I give my permission for my friends to use it. Work is slow this week. I know nobody's hanging around. Might as well just stay home, watch the TV set, watch television, do what I do all day. Just grab that remote control and watch insane YouTube channels. By the way, I'd rather be the guy on the bottom whose channel is moving up right now than the guy on the top whose channel is moving down. So, I mean, I just share real life with you. Yeah, I could be a little bit too frank and open with my ideas about things. I realize that. I realize this channel isn't for anyone, for everyone, not anyone. By the way, if you do have a problem with the things that I've said and you've received money from me, never mind. You guys thought that I was going to say give it back. No, we could have differences of opinion. It's okay. I accept it. And then when Leon's best friend, what is his name? Does anybody know who I'm talking about? It just dawned on me, that it's a bromance. It's a bromance. He is just trying to protect his friend. And the bottom line is he is not wrong. You see, that's the whole thing. The whole thing is in principle, see, when you're looking at the legal aspect of it and you have such a narrow focus on the legal aspect, it's okay. It's okay if you want to hang your hat. I like the way I'm doing that, talking about the hat in just about every sentence. That's for that idiot who doesn't understand that you can do whatever the F you want when you're retired. You don't have to listen to idiots like him, And besides, I understand that guy's a joy to hang around. And my wife tells me that you've met him once. I said, how many years ago? I don't know, when we first were married. This guy comes around. I go, I don't know. I don't remember who that was. Well, you only met him like once. I said, there's a reason why I didn't want to be hanging around with that dude. Yes, so I know. She says she knows the person made the comment. And of course, I was just like Mark on every Dan tells a story, right? I was just like Mark on every man repeats a story. I was like, ban him, delete his comment, ban him. I insist. I never want to see that guy's name. Minnie was like, I'm not banning him. That's a stupid thing. I was like, ban him. That is not right. She was cracking up. She was cracking up. Minnie was just like, oh my gosh. I said, you have lost control of yourself. Just don't lose control of your bowels. That's all I ask. Do not lose control of all those physical functions, Oh, I hope that day never comes. All right. I don't think we've hit 30 people. I was going to draw it today. I put 2 new names in here. Two new names are in here. People that wanted to win some money. So anyway, is it not more important, or do you care that you should behave a little bit? You should behave differently when you're in a foreign land. I mean, you're looking all around. You go, oh, I'm a foreigner in a strange place. I'm a foreigner in another country. I better behave and watch myself, right? Yes, please watch yourself. Please watch yourself and be nice to everybody that you come in contact with. I walk down the street. I know it's hard to imagine, but I try to walk down the street when I think about it with a smile on my face. I say hello, good morning to everybody. I'll be going out there. Minnie and I will be headed downtown soon. I'll have a smile on my face. Good morning, so good to see you. Good morning, so good to see you. Hi, how are you? Those are the people that are going to save your stupid ass when you fall out one day. Quick, quick, let's get Dan. Let's get Dan into this ambulance. Oh my God, it's going to take 6 Filipinos to lift Dan up and to cart him into the ambulance. I don't know why. Can somebody tell me, why do you guys have a hospital? Why do you guys have an ambulance? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Thank God they were available, though. We had to call the ambulance for one of the neighbors the other day, and they were there in like seconds. And I was looking at Jill like, Jill, how in the hell, brother-in-law Jill, how in the heck they get here so fast? And he says, well, the ambulance is the headquarters of where they stored that ambulance is just right around the corner. I go, oh, thank God they were able to get here so fast. Ooh, we saved that person's life. I am almost sure it saved that person's life. But they had to be transferred at least 2 or 3 times. They had to be transferred because they don't have all the medical equipment that they need at the local hospital in Bye City. I'm sure that they will have the equipment one day in order to, handle everything for everybody. But I have standing orders that if I fall out, they're not to take me to Diversion Road here in Bye, not the brand new hospital Diversion Road. Looks nice, both on the inside and the outside. But the problem is they have limitations on what they could do. And so but Doctors Hospital in Ormoc, they have the whole setup. They have a very well-known and respected heart surgeon there, heart specialist. They've got oncology department. They have everything there. As you're pulling in to Ormoc and you're making that left, and right there off the street is Doctors Hospital. Be there or be square. If you need a great hospital, then they can take you there. Now, how do you do it? Well, you go to the neighbors that got one of those Suzuki vans and you pay them. At that point in time, if you fall out and you need a ride and you're an expat, you're going to have to pay 1,000 pesos. Who cares, right? To the guy down the street who's got that Suzuki van that will rush you to the hospital and get you there, because you're wasting time. You're really wasting time, valuable time. If you're really, really, you have a real serious medical problem and you have to go to Diversion Road. I'm just saying it's good for most things, but if you have heart, if you have a lung problem, if you have something going on, respiratory heart, these types of things, then you want to go where the specialists are, because dang well all they're going to do is admit you at Diversion Road. Then they're going to come in and they're going to collect up their fee for admitting you, and then they're going to say, we don't have the facilities here to take care of you. We're going to transfer you via ambulance to Doctors Hospital in Ormoc, and then away you go. Skip that step. Most ambulances are just a van with lights and sirens, which is better than nothing, Tim. That is absolutely true. But also, they do have lights and sirens, and generally speaking, people do move out of the way, when they hear them coming, and that's a good thing. So I don't know. Maybe you get there faster by just taking your neighbor's white van. That's what I plan on doing. I was telling Minnie, how would we get you there? I said, how you get there, or you could call an ambulance and you pay them. You say, don't take me to Diversion Road, take me to Ormoc, and then you pay them, and then boom, you're good to go. Let's see. He says, "What? I beg your pardon. We're not talking about prostate issues today, Mike." Yeah. I know I probably missed something in the chat. I'm not sure what, but so anyway. Oh, Larissa is here. Prissy Manzanero's here. Mildred. All our friends are here today. All my friends are here today. Anna May, what do you say? Ramir is in the house. Beth is here. Tim Dziak Tim Dziak's like a brother to me. Always squares me away. Always gets me to see the other side. See the other side of the story. That's why I appreciate Tim Dziak so much. And I could tell when Tim's getting irritated, with me, But you know what? When Tim gets irritated, he even becomes more kind, and more patient and more tolerant. And so that's one of the reasons why I think we will be lifelong friends. Watch any second now. He's going to post something, right? Dan, don't ever look for me when you come to Angelo City. I think Tim, one time we ate at the restaurant down there. What was the name of it? The taco place that everybody goes to. I don't even want to go that close to the walking street anymore, even though the food was great. I think from now on, we go down to the Drake Hotel, and that would be a safe place to catch a meal, or the mall like we did last time. We're going to most likely be hanging around. I'll tell you why, Tim. Here's what's going on. When I started looking at flights so a lot of people know, and I'm revealing, I think we hit 30, so we're going to drop. So I'm going to be going, Minnie and I, we're going to be going to meet a lot of friends. We have a whole bunch of friends that are all going to be, it's by coinky-dink, but nothing really happens coincidentally for me. It's by design. It's by divine design. Dun, dun, dun. Be afraid. Be very afraid. And that is that all we have nieces, nephews, uncles, and we've got family and friends are all going to be in Bangkok. They're all going to be in Thailand or close by Bangkok, all at the same time in February. And so the ones that weren't are now headed there, right? So when I started looking at this is such a ridiculous thing, with Philippine Airline, you're telling me. So I keep bragging to people, I got a flight coming. But this free flight to wherever I want to go, Malaysia, wherever Mammy and I want to go, because we both have enough points for one-way tickets. And so we can get a one-way ticket to Bangkok or to Kuala Lumpur or just about wherever we want to go in Southeast Asia. The problem is that it costs more to get the one-way ticket back as opposed to flying with Cebu Pacific. And then the other problem is it goes through Manila. So even if we want to catch the plane in Cebu, we have to stop off in Manila, change planes, go through the whole rigmarole of customs again, and then catch the connecting flight to Bangkok. And then it costs more on Philippine Airlines to come back. And so you never get a chance to use those tickets unless you want to use them domestically. So we're going to save those for the domestic flights. And we'll burn those up. Maybe we'll be able to get a domestic round trip flight for free with those points. I mean, we got mega points. And so now I'm just thinking that the next option is Cebu Pacific, where you go from Cebu to Clark. And then you have a 7 or 8 hour layover, which is fantastic, before the plane leaves going to Bangkok. That is a more reasonable way to go, right? And then we can get off the plane, and we can meet up with Tim and have a meal at the Drake Hotel or something like that. Hey Tim, have you been in the Drake Hotel to see how they're doing in there? Pappy's place, he's the guy we wanted to meet. Him and his wife were the ones that when we were at Tequila Reef having that taco meal, she sees him and his wife getting on their scooter heading out. I guess we just missed them. We were coming in when they were leaving, and she gets up off the table and she starts running. I don't know if you saw it or not. You could have been in the CR, or you could have been talking to the other YouTuber that was there. I can't remember his name. What's his name? Because I don't think he's posting videos anymore. Philo in the Philippines. That's right. Right. A very nice man. So anyway, she gets up off the table and she starts running for the door. No, Minnie, no, don't be starstruck. You're going to make them afraid. Don't do that. We'll have a chance to catch up with them and meet them. Yeah. He's the one with his friend that bought an interest in the Drake Hotel, and now he's got a successful bar, restaurant, and hotel thing going on there. And so it's quite exciting. I'm very happy for him. I'm very happy for him. What kind of business would I open up here in Bye Bye? Obviously, it would not be a donut shop, but it probably would be. Competition is a little bit, you know, it would be an American pancake house, Aunt Jemima pancakes, the whole thing, the real deal syrup. I'm telling you, that's what this place needs. Coffee, fake coffee imported with a Starbucks logo. I just tell everybody it's Starbucks coffee that we import from the States. That's all. Yeah. Yeah. Tequila Reef. Thank you. Yeah. I had trouble remembering it for a while, right? It's probably because I'm trying to put the whole Angela Street thing, I'm trying to get it, the whole walking street thing. I'm just trying to block it out. I'm trying to block out the whole incident from my memory. So, but the thing that irritated me the most was not that event that occurred, right? It was the moderator that has his own YouTube channel that's very successful. I mean, he's making his way. That is the moderator for Philly in the Philippines. That guy who wanted to make it, he wanted to make it a race thing. If you go and you look at his video, he had to be ashamed of himself. You know what? I don't even want to talk about it because I mean it's just so bad what he said. Oh, everybody knows that this is about the Koreans taking over Walking Street. Well, you had a chance. You had a chance to do it, but you blew it. You blew it. You're lousy business people. You went broke. They came in, they saw an opportunity, they took advantage of it. And so what do you want? And so because of that, you want to say that this is a spy versus spy sort of thing going on the Walking Street? You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You disgust me. I'm banning you from my channel. Oh, he's never been here. Listen, we should we be talking about Santa Claus or some other thing right now? Should we be talking about elves and things like that? I didn't think they really had Santa Claus here in the Philippines. I didn't hear any reindeer pooping on the roof. I did not hear Santa trying to make his way down the stovepipes that are up there. Nothing. Got nothing. I didn't even hear any jingle bells, for crying out loud. What you saw on my videos is what happened here in Bye Bye City Leyte. What does Mike have to say about it? Dan could open an ambulance company that has trained EMT on board and can charge. Well, if someone could afford to pay, for the training of somebody, and then the per mile, if they actually could afford the fee, then I probably would do something like that. It would be expats, ambulance, and medical transfer service. That would be a great idea, right? Except that I probably would end up with all the losers, right? The guys that didn't have money. How are you going to get rich that way when it only costs 8 pesos for an egg and a couple pesos to make a pancake? I'm talking about a Filipino can come in and afford it. An expat, even a poor one, can come in there and afford it. Telling Man Mini, you'd only have to be open from 5 in the morning until about 11. Then you're out. You're out enjoying your day from 5 to 11. Boom, right? Boom. You're making money. You're making money, honey. So anyway, Abby's here. Hi, Abby. Larissa's in the house. Anime's hanging in there with us. Tim says hello, Sekbuchi. Sekbuchi, one of my favorite people. Mildred's here. Mildred and Ramir. YouTube icons. Yeah. Did I say that correctly? I know there's a whole bunch of people that I didn't mention. All right, let's draw. Well, maybe you'll win. Maybe you won't be angry at me for not mentioning your name. because you will win money. And so we're going to draw for 300. Listen, this whole thing is going to change after the first of the year. Oh, by the way, New Year's. Yeah. By the way, it's going to change again, I should say. New Year's. So we're there by the terminal, and I see all these different colors. I may post this as a video today. I see all these fantastic colors, oranges and blues and greens, and things that look like the flag, the national flag of the Philippines. Luis, do you guys have this where you live? I'm sure you do. So I go over there and to see what it is. I think they're toys. You know how I am. I'm such a kid at heart, attracted to toys. And what I see there, what are they doing there, right? What are they doing there? They are selling fireworks for the 4th of July, for the first, for New Year's. They're selling fireworks so you can blow your hand off for New Year's. So a guy sees me coming, he grabs this big box, right? Sir, this is only 9,000 pesos. 9,000 pesos. What the heck is in there, right? As many fireworks as you need for New Year's. You know, I know you Canos, you like to celebrate New Year's in a big way. So I said, can you at least flip the flap on that box? Did you like the way he did that, flip the flap? So I could look inside to see what's in there. And so he opens it up, and there are 1.5 sticks of dynamite. Why would you need to be carrying around? And as soon as I see that, I jump back like about 2 feet. I look in there. Oh no, 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 no. Is that really allowed here? Are you really allowed to use that here? And he goes like this: wink, 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 wink. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 9,000 pesos. You could have this whole box, 10 pounds or whatever it was, you know? And I said, no, I can't do that. And he goes, why? Why not? I said, I'm afraid of blowing off my middle finger, for which if I did, I wouldn't be allowed, I wouldn't be able to do this anymore. And so I flipped him the bird and I said, and I did what Leon did. American coming by. Get out of my way. Well, this guy, he starts laughing so hard. The guy who gets this kind of sense of humor, he starts, he says, I'll show you how to light it so you don't blow anything up. I said, no. You know, it would just be my luck. I told him, it would just be my luck that I blow off more than just my middle finger. I said, no, I need everything that I got right now. You know, I want to leave. Yeah, I want to leave this world with most of my parts. And so, all right. So he doesn't let go of me. He kind of like, come on over here. Let me show you some other stuff. So we go over there, right, to a stand. And they got little tiny fireworks and they got bigger fireworks. And these things, they're doing all sorts of things. They're blowing things. He lights one or two of them, throws them out in the street. Some little kid almost gets his toe blown off. Kid, watch out. Don't do that. I said to him, don't demonstrate. I'm not interested. I'm not buying. I don't need that stuff. I don't need that stuff. And then I turn around to Man Minnie. She goes, how much are those? She wants us. She says, we never have any fun. I said, blowing things up is not my, you know, are they illegal here? That's what I want to know. I'm sort of taking the long way around by telling you the story, but are you allowed to sell that stuff here in the Philippines? Because I've been hearing explosions, and over coffee, John was telling me that, you know, they're blasting the neighborhood apart over there on Christmas Day. Why do you guys do that on Christmas Day? I don't understand that custom or cultural part of the Philippines. What does Mike have to say? But a fresh ice machine would still go over today. You know, if you brought in restaurant ice machines, Mike, you probably are still going to get rich. You know, you have to think of the old Dunkin' Donuts story where Rosenberg himself, the way he started Dunkin' Donuts is he was an entrepreneur, and he would take blocks of ice and a little chisel, and he would chisel it off to the workers at the loading dock down at in Boston Harbor. And so he'd go over there and he'd sell 10 cents a chip, and then he'd sell out. He'd get this huge block of ice every day, go out there and just start chipping away. And so, no, you can make money. That's one of the turning water into ice is a fantastic idea, not tube ice. So what you got to do is use, restaurant style ice is what we're talking about, not tube ice. That's what people want to see. That's innovative. You can get rich doing that. Open up an ice plant and then attach a skating rink to it. People love to ice skate. They just don't have an ice skating rink here in Bye-Bye. So where you're starting your ice plant, start a skating rink. People will come give you money. They'll come give you money to ice skate. Nicole is here. Hey, can somebody tell me, where's Pressy Santos? Where's Pressy Santos been lately? Has Pressy Santos deserted me? Because she's the only one that didn't check in when I put her on as a winner in the videos, in one of the videos. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't see Pressy in here. If I missed you, Pressy, and you're in here, send me a PM. Kind of curious as to what might be going on with you. Yeah. Things happen in people's lives, Things are happening in my life. But we'll be out of here soon. Like I said, Cebu to Clark, which I love that airport. Tim, I love the airport. I want to I would love to live in the new city of Clark. I would love to live there. Man, Minnie, she just won't go for it. It's a whole new world. It would not be an inexpensive adventure. Des is here. It would cost some money for an apartment. Minnie, are you here? Ma'am, Minnie, are you here?
Yes.
Folks, we posted a fried tempura video. Can you go in there and give that a little tickle for me? I really appreciate it. Yeah. Is Manila, by the way, I don't know if Minnie knows this, but most expats, they live in Makati. And Makati is a pretty expensive place to live. I don't think Clark is as expensive as Makati. But let's see, what happened? Who's telling me something here? Says Pressy man, Dan, Quito mana un video, blah, blah, blah. I can't. My nose is bleeding. I don't get the whole message. My nose is bleeding. Let's see. Des channeled a recent for D. Oh, there's Pressy. Hey, your name was mentioned on one of the videos. Why didn't you contact me for your winning prize? I'm not sure. Maybe that was the recorded video. Maybe you were. Oh, I'm embarrassed for Dan. I'm not gonna notify him. Send me a PM. Send me a PM and tell me you want your money, and we'll see what we can do. Pressy Santos. All right, Mamini's gonna pull a winner for us right off the bat. I hope I have my.
I can translate for you.
It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. We're ready to draw.
Morning,
42 million people in the house. We're getting ready to go somewhere after. We're gonna go do something. We gotta walk every day. That's the only way that I get to stay alive. We gotta walk. I like the noise it makes, don't you? Do you like the hat?
No, it's running, Hans.
Yeah, it's running. All right, pull one. The first pull of the day. Let's see. Hopefully, we'll have oh my goodness gracious! Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Do we have a winner? Do we have a winner chicken dinner right off the bat? Is
there, hi, Crystal. I miss you,
Crystal. ABCM channel in the house. ABCM should be in the house or close by in the BG. Somebody let her know. First call out for ABCM channel number 3 must be present to win. Second call out for ABCM channel must be present to win. ABCM's big time. She's got a lot of stuff going on her channel, that's for sure. I mean, I was lurking around. Some of you, you won big money, big money, right? And so, congratulations to you.
Sis, thank you.
Congratulations to you, AB. There you are, ABCM. Hey, do me a favor. Send me a private message with your, so I don't have to look it up. I'm lazy these days. Send me your Gcash number when you say, "Hi, Dan. Hi, Dan. Here's my Gcash." So we have a winner right off the bat. That's ABCM channel. She has something like 1 million subscribers and growing. If you get a chance, go in there and see what ABCM channel is all about. Yeah, of course. I knew she was. I knew she was in there. Here she is. Right here. Right there you go. Thank you, Sir Dan Manmini. You're welcome. You are most certainly welcome. Congratulations.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Wow, let's wait on the Happy New Year part. It may not be so happy. Folks, thanks for hanging in there with me through all the stories and my shenanigans and all that. And yeah, I'll be posting a video later on today. We'll show you a small clip of what goes on in our, yes, I said clip, at what goes on in our life. By the way, there's a reason why we carry around this, right? We want to make sure that we don't miss anything. So yeah. Here you go. Yeah. Listen, we want to make sure that we conduct the proper proper inspections, and that's why we carry that around these days. We both need to use it. We both have them. We have these things all over the house because we're like, oh dang, the eyesight is going. Folks, go in there and tickle that short video. That's we found some frozen tempura in the market. This is how things are changing, so fast in the Philippines. We have a frozen food section that's just huge in the Metro Market and in Prince Mall. You can get whatever you want. And as a matter of fact, see, I'd like to do a whole video on this, except for they keep coming over to me saying, "Sir, there's no videotaping inside the store. Sir, please put the camera away. Put your camera in your pocket, please." So what I have to do is I have to go and I have to take snippets. I have to grab my phone. I have to go, ooh, and then I have to put it away. And the guys at the meat counter, they're funny. They'll look at me and they'll start laughing. Folks, Larry, are you here? Can you lead us out of this fine live stream? Oh, for the camera, Mamini has said, Larry, get us out of here. Save me. What? Before I make a fool out of myself? Sorry, Dan. Too late for that. Remember to be kind to each other. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe and healthy. Plus, always try to have fun. Don't try it. Do it. Do have fun. Everything's a joke in Dan's world. See everybody later. We're out. Bye-bye, guys. We're out. 5, 4, 3,